Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing the second part of the perfect movie for each zodiac sign. I'm very excited because I really like this series. I already did the Studio Ghibli version of the series. I did movies based on your personality type and a bunch of other things. I do have a disclaimer though, and it's that I'm not an expert on anything. So these recommendations are based more on what I've generally read about each zodiac sign. It's nothing too specific, it's just the general attributes of each zodiac sign, and then movies that I think would suit those attributes. This is just a fun thing, a fun video. You don't have to take it too seriously. I also want to give a shout out to G Kids. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. Okay, without further ado, let's start with the first sign, and that is Aquarius. Aquarius people are usually very intellectual. They can process things without prejudice, which makes them really good at solving problems. They can sometimes be shy, but they can also be very eccentric and loud. They are definitely very curious and can go very deep into their thoughts. For all of these reasons, a movie that I think Aquarius would really enjoy is Burning. Burning is a Korean movie that I found really truly beautiful. It's actually based on a short story, and it's about this guy, this very lonely guy. He doesn't seem to have anyone in his life at all. He's just very lonely and quiet. One day he bumps into this girl that he used to know. They kind of hit it off a little bit, and then she asks him to take care of her cat while she goes on a trip to Africa. She comes back and she has made a new friend, a very mysterious but wealthy man who has a secret hobby. I think this movie would interest Aquarius because, just like our protagonist, he is very curious and he wants to solve this problem that he is now presented with. It's a little bit of a mystery, which I think Aquarius would be very curious to find out what happens next. So apart from that, it's such a beautiful film and I really recommend it. It's a little bit of a slower one, but I tend to like those types of movies. It's definitely not action-packed or anything like that. It's a pretty mellow but dark movie. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to talk about is Aries. Aries are just super brave. They always want to be the first. They always are one step ahead of everyone. They have a lot of strength and energy, and they always want to kick ass in every situation that they're in. They are definitely go-getters. A lot of those things I'm very jealous of, Aries people. The movie that I think would suit Aries is Little Women. Little Women, directed by Greta Gerwig, is just pure serotonin. It's just happiness in a movie. To me, we have Joe, who wants to be a writer. We have Amy, who wants to be a painter, but she also wants to marry. We have Meg, who wants to follow her true love. And then we have Beth. Poor Beth. She's very good at piano. I think the four March sisters, even though maybe they're not Aries, but I think that they are definitely go-getters. The four of them are very brave, aren't afraid to really go for what they want. They all just have that strength that I think is heightened by the four of them, the love that they have for each other, the family love. I think that gives them strength. Sometimes obviously they're not as strong, but I think that ultimately they always follow their heart and really go towards their goals. Like I said, Little Women is such a happy kind of holiday movie that I think everyone would enjoy, not only Aries. The next sign that I'm going to talk about is Pisces. Pisces are usually very friendly. This makes them have friends from a lot of different groups. They are usually selfless. They like to help others without really expecting anything back. They usually are very artistic and intuitive. They will know if something is wrong even before it happens. They really trust their gut and their intuition. They are just usually very generous and compassionate, and they care for their friends and the people that they love. The movie that I chose for Pisces is Weathering with You. Weathering with You is a movie directed by Michael Jashinkai, who also directed Your Name, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I mentioned this in every video, I feel like. This movie is about a boy who runs away from home and he befriends this girl who happens to control the weather. She can basically pray the rain away. So every time it rains, she prays and it suddenly becomes sunny. So she is known as the Sunshine Girl. This movie is beautiful. If you've seen Your Name, you know that obviously it has kind of the same vibe to it. It looks just as stunning as Your Name, and the story itself is very sentimental. I think Pisces would really like this movie because the boy and the girl are very different people. It's a very unlikely friendship that forms because of this really exciting but weird thing that she can do. She can really control the weather. Pisces want to help others without really receiving anything back, so that really reminded me of Hina, the sunshine girl. She is extremely generous and caring, just like Pisces. Apart from that, since Pisces are so creative, I think they really would enjoy an animated movie such as this one that has really extremely stunning animation, and it's told in such a creative way. Thanks to G-Kids, Weathering With You is now available on Blu-ray, and you can actually enter a giveaway that I'm gonna link down below in the description to win a copy of the Blu-ray. If you don't enter the giveaway, you can also order the Blu-ray on their website, which I'm gonna link down below as well. If you're an anime fan, if you're a fan of Your Name, of Makoto Shinkai, then this movie is a must-watch. You definitely need to watch it. It's just breathtaking. I also made a review for it when it came out this year. If you want to watch that, I'm gonna link it down below as well. Thank you, G-Kids, for doing this giveaway with me, and now let's move on to the next sign. Cancer. Cancers are very in touch with their emotions. This doesn't necessarily mean that all of Cancers show their emotions the same way. Some of them cry, some of them show their emotions through art, through writing, through, whatever way that they want. But the truth is that they are sentimental people, and they care a lot about their family and their friends. They can definitely empathize with other people and what they're going through, and in the end they just want harmony in their personal lives. For these reasons, the movie that I chose is The Farewell. The Farewell is a beautiful, beautiful movie directed by Lulu Wang. It's about Billy, who is Chinese American. She's living in the United States, but she finds out that her grandma back in China is very, very sick. She will die soon, and everyone in the family knows except for the grandma, the woman that is dying. None of the family members want to tell the grandma that she's dying because they want to spare her of that pain. They don't want to worry her. All of the family flies to China to be with her during these difficult times, even though she is completely unaware of this. And all of this is extremely, extremely hard on Billy. She has a really, really special bond with her grandma. This movie definitely broke me. I cried a lot when I watched it because it's a very sentimental movie. It's about family, and I love movies about family. I think Cancers will really enjoy this movie because there is just so much emotion, not only in the story itself, but the performances by Awkwafina. I had never seen Awkwafina being, serious. She's always doing comedic roles. I just think it's such an honest film. It's so personal, which I think Cancers will really enjoy. The next sign that I'm going to talk about is Capricorn. Capricorns are very responsible people, but they are also very independent in both their personal lives, their work life. They are very intelligent, they have a lot of self-control, and also they are extremely loyal. They're also really reliable, which makes them very good friends. The movie that I chose for Capricorns is Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Portrait of a Lady on Fire is about two women in the 18th century. One of them is going to get married, and she needs a portrait of herself to be painted. I know, very spicy. So another woman gets hired to paint her. The thing is that this woman does not want to be painted. She does not want to get married in the first place. So the painter has to basically do it in secret. She has to pretend to be her friend and really examine her face, memorize her face so that she can go back and paint this portrait. As they get closer, they start to feel a mutual attraction, and it escalates to this beautiful romance. I think Capricorn would enjoy this movie because, yes, they are traditional, yes, they are very responsible, but they're also very independent and they go after what they want, even if it is by following the rules. This painter, she definitely is attracted to this other woman, but she also has to finish the job that she started. She has to paint this portrait. Even with whatever outcome, I think they're both very loyal to each other. It's a movie about painting, but the movie itself looks like a painting. Every single frame, every single scene looks like it was hand painted. It's just extremely beautiful. Again, it's a little bit of a slower film, so if you're expecting something with a lot of action and a lot of fast progression, then this is not it. It is slow, but it is breathtakingly beautiful. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to talk about is Gemini. Geminis can be very quick to changing the personalities depending on the situation that they're in. They can be very social and loud, but they can also get serious and quiet very fast. They are very curious people, so they're always wanting to learn more about different things about the world. Geminis often feel like there's something missing from their life, be it a friend, love interest, anything. They are missing something from their lives. They are in constant search for it. They are usually never boring. You can always have fun with the Gemini. The movie that I chose for Gemini is Us, directed by Jordan Peele. Us is about this family that are going on a vacation to this house on the beach. The wife had a traumatic experience when she was little in this beach, so she is very concerned. She thinks that something bad is gonna happen. She's just getting really bad vibes from the whole trip. Then one night, this 4 strangers who looked identical to the family appear at their house, and basically they have to fight for survival now. This is a horror movie. I will say that it scared me because I just get scared very easily. But it's not necessarily a super scary movie. It's more of a thought-provoking movie to me. I remember when it came out, I just couldn't stop thinking about it, and I was searching for a lot of, video essays and meanings behind the movie. I think this movie can really spark the curiosity of Geminis, and not only that, it's also about the duality of, these characters. We have the 4 main characters, and then we have 4 identical strangers to these characters. So I think that can be an interesting topic for Geminis, especially when you learn about why these people exist and why our protagonist, why she was so scared and concerned about coming back to the beach. It's definitely a creepy movie, I'm not gonna lie, but that's just me. I'm not gonna say it was a scary movie. It's just more of a thought-provoking movie, which I really like. Okay, the next sign I'm gonna talk about is Leo. Leos are usually very confident. They are difficult to resist. They just have that energy that attracts you. They basically always want to just have a good time. They're generous, they are very loyal friends, and they usually go after what they want because they know that they can achieve whatever they commit to. The movie that I think Leo would really like is Breakfast at Tiffany's. Breakfast at Tiffany's, of course, is a very famous movie starring Audrey Hepburn. It's about this young woman who is seemingly in love with life. She loves luxury. She wants to find a rich man that she can marry and enjoy her breakfast at Tiffany's. But she's also very charming, very dramatic, and she definitely is difficult to resist. It's a really, really fun movie. It's no wonder why it's so popular. Audrey Hepburn's most popular role. And it's just a classic that I think everyone should watch, even if you're not a Leo. I think Leos would really enjoy this movie if they want to just have a laugh and have a good time. The next sign that I'm gonna talk about is Libra. For Libras, having someone by their side is very important. They want someone that can kind of mirror themselves. They want to see the same values. They want to see someone that they can look at and see symmetry with. They want to have this balance. They usually try to achieve peace in anything that they're involved with. They don't really like conflict. They just want, like I said, balance. A movie that I think would be perfect for Libras is The Lobster, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. Okay, The Lobster is definitely one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. But I could say the same thing about any of Yorgos Lanthimos' films. This movie is set in this dystopian future where every person in the world has to have a partner or else they will be turned into an animal. Yes, an animal. People that are single, they bring them into this hotel where they will be able to meet other people and see if they can find a connection with them. And if they do, they can go off and live their life, but if not, they will be turned into an animal. It sounds ridiculous. Throughout the movie, the characters always try to find something that they have in common with their potential partner. If one of the characters is short-sighted and, they need glasses, they expect that their partner should also be short-sighted and have glasses. It's very silly in the sense of, these are details that definitely do not matter when, you're trying to have a partner for life. But in this dystopian world, these little details matter a lot. This really reminded me of Libra because of their need of finding a partner that kind of mirrors themselves. I just think it's such an exaggerated way of connecting with someone based on, very superficial things. It's just a very interesting movie, and I think Libras would really like it. The next sign I'm going to talk about is Sagittarius. Sagittarius are one of the biggest travelers in all of the zodiac. They love to explore the world. They are very open-minded and philosophical, and they always want to try to find meaning in, different places. They're usually extroverted, and they want to try to see as much as the world as they can. They are extremely curious, which is why they want to learn about different cultures, different things about the world, whichever way possible. The movie that I think Sagittarius would really enjoy is Y tu mamá también, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. This movie is about two 17-year-old boys who decide to go on a cross-country road trip with this older woman who they promise to take to the beach. The thing is that this beach doesn't even exist. Through the journey, they find a lot of things about themselves. They learn a lot of new things about each other as well. It's a beautiful coming-of-age story, which I recommend to everyone. But also, if you want to start watching more Latin American cinema, then I definitely recommend starting with this one or watching this one wherever in your list. I think Sagittarius would really enjoy not only the fact that obviously they go on a road trip, they travel and see different things, but they also learn things about themselves, not only about the world around them. The next sign that I'm going to talk about is Scorpio, which is my sign. I made you guys go to my Instagram last time to guess what my sign was, and you know, a lot of people did not get it right actually. I do not seem like a Scorpio, I know. I don't know. I'm a Scorpio. Hello. Scorpios are very determined. They are determined to find out the truth, going to the bottom of things. They're very resourceful. They're always aware of their surroundings and of the situations. They can definitely keep a secret if you ask them to. And they're usually very calm and collected. They try to keep it cool. And for this reason, they may seem mysterious. They're also very emotional people. They have to sometimes heal on their own. Even if you want to try to make them feel better, they can be very closed off. You just have to let them process things sometimes. They're very passionate about the things that they like and the people that they like as well. The movie that I chose for Scorpio is The Killing of a Sacred Deer, again by director Yorgos Lanthimos. Another very weird movie. The Killing of a Sacred Deer is about this surgeon who is kind of friends with this teenager. He feels responsible because this teenager does not have a father, so he kind of sees him as a father figure. The surgeon, he has a wife and two children. We soon learn that very weird things start happening to them. This movie is definitely, I think, weirder than The Lobster. It's a little bit colder in my opinion. Even the delivery of the characters does not feel warm at all. It just feels very rehearsed. And you know, that's just the style of the movie, which I think makes it 100 times more creepy. I think that this movie would really interest Scorpios because it's very, very mysterious. It just has this dark vibe to it. When you watch it, you just feel like something is gonna happen and you keep waiting and waiting and waiting for it. I don't even remember it even being music in the movie. It's just very quiet and everything is very calculated. So I think this will definitely pique Scorpio's interest and curiosity, wanting to find what happens next, trying to get to the bottom of this weird ass movie. Okay, the next sign is Taurus. Taurus are very practical. They will finish whatever thing that they start. They are very, very committed and trustworthy. They're smart and they're also really good friends to, you know, their families, their co-workers, their friends, obviously. One of the most hardworking signs, and are just really great at completing tasks. They also love to be surrounded by beautiful things, be it, you know, material things. They just like the aesthetics. For these reasons, the movie that I chose is The Grand Budapest Hotel, directed by Wes Anderson. The Grand Budapest Hotel is about this concierge who works at the Grand Budapest Hotel. A painting was stolen and he, along with the lobby boy, Zero, they try to get it back. Gustav, who is the concierge, he is very hardworking. He's been working at the Grand Budapest for a long time. He is very loyal to his, is it customers? Guests. He is very loyal to the guests. He's very loyal to Zero, who is the lobby boy. And for all these reasons, I think Tauruses would really enjoy this movie. Also, it's just aesthetics heaven. Every Wes Anderson movie, in my opinion, just looks absolutely beautiful. The art direction is just incomparable. So I think that a movie that looks beautiful will definitely be of interest to Tauruses. And also the fact that Gustav and Zero won't stop until they get this painting, until they can return to the Grand Budapest, while also being loyal to each other, to their friendship. It's a movie that really suits Taurus. And now the sign that I'm going to talk about is Virgo. Virgos always care about the small details. They usually have a goal in mind and they will not stop until they reach it. They will work extremely hard to get it. Sometimes they can become overly critical of themselves, but that's only because they are perfectionists. They want everything to be perfect. The movie that I chose for Virgo is called Chef. Chef is a movie that I watched a long time ago, but for some reason I've always enjoyed rewatching it. It's all about food. I like movies about chefs because well, my family, there's a lot of chefs in my family. I also like to see that love for, you know, preparing food in films. Always enjoyed this movie. It's a really fun, lighthearted movie about this man who is a chef and he starts his own food truck business. I think that Virgos would really enjoy this movie because he is very head on about his goals, and when he sees that he can't really be in the restaurant business, then he starts his own business and his food truck. This really kind of reignites his love for cooking, and I think that Virgos would really like that passion and that commitment. Like I said, this movie is full of delicious food. Maybe watch it after you've done eating because you will definitely be hungry. And we're done with the signs. Let me know if you've seen any of these movies or if you have a better option for your sign or for another sign. Don't forget to enter the Weathering With You giveaway with G-Kids. I'm gonna leave it in the description down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to keep making this series because I really enjoy it. See you on the next video. Bye.